Guyana Watering Incorporated threatens zero tolerance on defaulters. Investigations into stolen city fence continues. Republic Bank repays millions in credit card frauds. In the region, Brazil welcomes aids for Amazon fires but wants control over funds. And internationally, Mexico fails to provide promised jobs to migrants. Greetings and welcome to this edition of Headline News Update. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. A total of 294 customers from the Republic Bank of Guyana Limited have already been reimbursed in excess of 20 million Guyana dollars following a series of fraudulent activities on its Visa International debit cards earlier this year. The bank is taking the necessary steps to regularize all affected accounts using a well-defined standard process and focusing on reducing customers' inconvenience. Republic Bank is urging customers to vigilantly monitor their accounts even as it works to find a permanent solution to the attacks, which resulted in almost 300 customers being refunded due to fraudulent transactions. The bank regrets the inconvenience caused to its customers and advises that impact customers will be asked to confirm and validate their transactions to assist with this process. Millions of dollars in chain link fence goes missing from the big market square. Esther Sobers reports.
Who will pay for the missing chain link fence around the Russell Square stalls that was erected for vendors who were shifted from the dilapidated Stabrook Wharf? The disappearance of the chain link fence happened over a week ago. During the Mayor and City Council most recent statutory meeting, Chief Constable Andrew Fu came under criticism after the council learned that the investigation only commenced on Friday. It was suggested that by former Mayor Patricia Chase Green had also expressed concerns, stating that the City Engineer Department should pay for the fence if the officials could not provide a reasonable explanation for its removal. Quote, I can recall clearly that the council purchased materials to erect a perimeter fence around that area. The engineers department must tell the council what happened to the fence, and those responsible should pay for it. Besides the missing chain link fence, vendors complained about various issues. They face at their stalls, which include sanitation issues, break-in, and stench. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sowers.
Thanks, Esther. Coming up after the break, Guyana Water Incorporated gets tough on non-payers, and drunk and high taxi driver and minibus drivers cause concerns.
Did you know that John Lewis Styles carries back-to-school items? Besides clothing and footwear, you can also get lunch bags from $3,500, backpacks from $4,500, and pulley backpacks from $10,995, all for the same price or less than buying online, and it's already here. Also, get a chance to win one RCA tablet every week in August. Enter to win with every $5,000 you spend. That's 4 tablets you can Google homework with. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
The Guyana Elections Commission will commence house-to-house registration in your area soon. You must register if you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or registration. 14 years and older by the 31st of October 2019, a citizen of a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for a period of no less than 1 year preceding the qualifying date. If you were previously registered, you will need to register again. Look out for GCOM. Make it your responsibility to get registered. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0277-9 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy. Contact the nearest GCOM registration office or visit our website www.gcom.org.gy.
Wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have so much waste to dispose of in the landfill? Well, composting can help us reduce the waste we dispose of by turning our organic waste into compost, which can be used to improve the quality of our soil.
Composting is very simple and convenient.
You can compost using organic waste such as vegetable skins.
Or fallen leaves and cut grass and put this in a composting bin or pile.
Compost can help your garden grow healthy plants while reducing your volume of waste. It's a really good way to keep our communities clean and healthy.
So, let's all start composting our waste.
Find out how easy it is. Call us on 226-2189 or 227-8429 or visit our website moc.gov.ui. A message from the Ministry of Communities in collaboration with the Inter-American Development Bank.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Welcome back. In the wee hours of this morning, after a night of allegedly imbibing and being above the legal alcohol limit, one taxi driver ended up parking his car overboard. While he escaped unharmed, it is worthy of note that the traveling public has to basically put their lives and the lives of their loved ones at risk and at the mercies of drivers who are either intoxicated or otherwise impaired due to illicit or illegal use of substances. Commuters are of the opinion that these drivers should be deterred from operating their vehicles while unfit to be behind the wheels. There are calls for the licenses of taxi and minibus drivers to be suspended or revoked when one is found guilty of driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. GWI wants their money. Wendell Jeffrey has more.
Water will become cheaper and more readily available to some non-for-profit organizations who do business with the Guyana Water Incorporated.
We are coming with a proposal now to look at some of the indigent homes, the orphanages, and so forth.
The Guyana Water Incorporated is having a massive drive, and the initiative has been cleared by the board for its operationalization.
We've had this discussion at the board already, and we're coming out in a few weeks with a proposal of how we reduce the costs for the indigent homes and the orphanages, at the same time trying to ensure that water is used in a most efficient manner.
Dr. Richard Van West Charles, Managing Director for the Guyana Water Incorporated, said that they are going to be getting tough with persons who tamper with and steal water from the authority. He said that those persons are endangering the lives of others.
People need to know that it's a criminal offense to tamper with GWI's network. And when you tamper with it, you put other lives in danger because leaks occur and contamination occurs, and therefore the water quality becomes an issue.
Going forward, there will be a zero tolerance meted out against those who refuse to pay for their water.
We are in a position where there is zero tolerance for non-payment.
There are also plans afoot to train the GWI staff in customer relations.
We're changing the whole paradigm of how they see the customer, because from my vantage point, I'm trying to have a paradigm shift where they see the customer at the center.
The Water Authority Director said that he has a desire to see his staff interact more cordially with the public.
Just communicating with the customers, just saying thank you, just apologizing when things go wrong. We're seeking to have the managers get to a point where it is part of their daily routine.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. When we return, Brazil welcomes aid for Amazon fires but wants control over funds. And Mexico fails to provide promised jobs to migrants.
That is not what we were taught at the Green Generation Guyana camp.
Is this the correct way to do it? Drivers, you have two options that you can use. First, you can temporarily put your empty plastic bottles in the trunk of your vehicle or on the ground on the passenger side next to you. Or secondly, place them in the nearest garbage bin you see. We need you to play your part in helping us keep the environment clean and healthy. A message from the Ministry of Communities, Green Generation Guyana Sanitation Program. For more information, please contact us on 592-227-2605, or you may find us on the World Wide Web at www.moc.gov.gy.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
The Guyana Elections Commission will commence house-to-house registration in your area soon. You must register if you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or registration. 14 years and older by the 31st of October 2019, a citizen of a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for a period of no less than 1 year preceding the qualifying date. If you were previously registered, you will need to register again. Look out for GCOM. Make it your responsibility to get registered. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0277-9 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy. Contact the nearest GCOM registration office or visit our website www.gcom.org.gy.
Did you know that John Lewis Styles carries back-to-school items? Besides clothing and footwear, you can also get lunch bags from $3,500, backpacks from $4,500, and pulley backpacks from $10,995, all for the same price or less than buying online, and it's already here. Also, get a chance to win one RCA tablet every week in August. Enter to win with every $5,000 you spend. That's 4 tablets you can Google homework with. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Welcome back. Brazil says it's now willing to accept foreign aid to help fight the fires ravaging the Amazon, as long as it decides how to use the money. Al Jazeera reports.
President Jair Bolsonaro says the situation is under control. He's sent in the army and the rainy season has arrived. Brazil, he says, will solve its own problems, will look after the Amazon.
Nós vamos, se Deus quiser, juntos.
God willing, together we will find a solution to these fires and give satisfaction to the rest of the world. And people who think like Mr. Macron should think 2 or 3 times before wanting to get out of a complicated situation, like he finds himself with an enormous rejection rate in his country and wanting to damage us.
After a meeting in Brasilia with Amazon state governors, Bolsonaro even suggested there should be more development in the Amazon region. Hours later, a congressional committee approved an amendment to allow commercial agriculture on indigenous reservations, something that is currently prohibited.
We're winning this war with the support of you all to show what the Amazon region is, to show its potential and the benefits it can bring to all, including our brothers, the Indians.
Bolsonaro has the support of the US president, with whom he has a close relationship and a shared love of tweeting. Reaction in Brazil to their president's handling of the crisis has been mixed.
No one can live completely alone. No one grows alone. Any hope is always welcomed, as long as it's well intended.
Aid cannot be linked to any kind of submission to foreign countries. Brazil must have autonomy over the Amazon. We cannot accept this internationalization of the Amazon.
Any further development of the Amazon will be met with strong opposition from around the world. However, it's the indigenous communities who live in the forest, those with the most to lose, who will react the strongest.
But for the people who live here in the Amazon region, this is normal.
natural. They burn. And they will burn again next year because they believe, with the backing of their political leaders, that this is the best way to develop this land. Bolsonaro believes this is Brazil's land to develop and resents foreign interference. But the international community feels it can't simply watch as the so-called lungs of the earth burn. Daniel Schweiner, Al Jazeera, Porto Velho, northwestern Brazil.
And in international news, the US and Mexico reached a deal months ago to allow tens of thousands of asylum seekers to wait for their hearing on Mexican soil. The Central American migrants were promised jobs and shelters under the Remain in Mexico plan, but that is not happening. Here again is Al Jazeera.
Raul and his son Noel are heading home. They're two of an estimated 40,000 US asylum seekers, mostly from Guatemala, El Salvador, and like them, from Honduras, put over the border into Mexico to wait for their process to play out. It's a relatively new deal. Before, they would have waited in the US. Mexico's presidents promised work, health and education while they're here. For Raul and Noel, that hasn't materialized.
We haven't got the documents to work here, and we can't leave the shelter because it's dangerous around here. And my son can't go to school either.
He says given all that and the 5-month wait before his asylum hearing next January, he's got no choice but to go home. It's happening all over Tijuana, where there are close to 12,000 US asylum seekers. Churches and charities, not the government, are running the shelters that house them, providing classes for their children and meals since many haven't been issued the visas to work.
The government has a double discourse. It said there's a lot of opportunities for migrants in Mexico and they're welcome, but in practice, we haven't seen a lot of support.
We reached out to several Mexican migrant shelters in different cities. They all said the same. In June, I asked President López Obrador why the government wasn't doing more. He said it had a plan for 40,000 jobs in border factories for the migrants, and it would cut through any visa bureaucracy. 2 months later, Tijuana border factory owners say they do have those vacancies, but the government hasn't helped to get them filled.
If we are okay with the work that they are doing, no. I think that they have to work faster. I think that they have to get the humanitarian visas not fast enough. They are not complying with that.
Meanwhile, as asylum seekers continue to arrive, private shelters have actually had their government funds cut, despite the lack of a state shelter here. I asked the federal representative why.
They've been founded by altruistic people, but they're not part of the state. The big problem is that the state never took care of migrants, but now it's doing that. It's providing a shelter for them.
He says that there will be a governmental shelter working from this week, ready to house 5,000. That's been promised here before and not delivered. If it does appear, many like Raul and Noel will already have vanished, and their American dream with them. John Holman, Al Jazeera, Tijuana.
Now for your 3-day weather forecast. is all for this edition of Headline News Update. Tune in on Thursday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Like and follow us on Facebook and YouTube, or you can visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for more news. Until then, take care.